we're going to look at another one then we're going to talk a bit about your production company as well. So what's the next film?
I Wouldn't Wish the 80s on Anyone, which is a quote from Derek John.
Yeah.
But that's the title of the film.
Let's take a quick look.
I feel so ugly inside, and I hate myself. I'm ashamed of myself for being so stupid. I'm scared that as we speak, it's changing my body, and soon people won't recognize me. I'm scared that they'll hate me for what I am now. That they'll no longer see me, but it. And that while everyone else changes and grows older as the years go by, I'll spend the rest of my miserable life trapped, battling with it. Unable to have a family or someone to love. Because no one's gonna love me now, huh? No one's gonna risk getting close to me when they find out what I am now. When they find out how disgusting I am.
You fear being alone, Victor. Victor.
So that's a very difficult topic, isn't it? So that's
Yeah.
HIV, the epidemic from the 1980s, which is a tricky subject, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really?
it's a very angry film.
Yeah.
It's a bit Greg Ariaki, Living End. It comes from a place of anger. Being HIV positive, when I first found out, I was just not very happy about it. And it's very difficult to. It's a difficult situation because people say, well, it's not the 80s, so be thankful, and you don't feel thankful. You feel like you've let yourself down, and you can't be sympathetic to yourself. You're so angry at yourself for what's happened. So I think I got incredibly drunk and wrote that film in a night, and then made it, and it was just like therapy for me doing the film.
Things have come a long way, haven't they, since
Yeah.
the 1980s, though, in terms of
Absolutely.
treatment, and particularly in Brighton, excellent range of services. So we've moved on a lot, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
there's still the stigma in some areas of life, but generally speaking,
the medically we've moved on leaps and bounds, but I think mentally it's still hard to talk about, and it's same with mental health. I mean, we still don't talk enough about it. And I don't think we talk enough about kind of HIV, and we don't talk enough about living with HIV and actually what that means. And actually, if you're on medication, that you're not a risk, and you're not doing anyone a disservice. And I think it's incredibly difficult to talk about it. I'm by no means an activist or a brave person when it comes to this. And I've done, this film's quite old, so I've taken it to festivals and I've said, oh, it's about friends, because I was too scared to say it's about me. But we should talk about it, and I think I'm 10 years down the line, so I'm like, do you know what? Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's open up the dialogue. Let's start a conversation and say, you know, why is it still such a stigma? In my view, anyway.
Yeah. Do you think these films help in a way, and also people talking about themselves living with HIV? I'm talking about a local MP, Lord Russell Moore, MP for Brighton Kemp Town, coming out and actually saying that there's nothing to fear. And
I mean that's just music to my ears. Like, that's so brave, and that's what people need to hear. And I remember. You can tell when you're doing a Q&A about the film and you're on stage, you can see the people that it's having an effect on, because they're the ones with their hands up, or they're the ones that have kind of gone like that in their seat. And it's those people that you want to reach, because they're probably the ones that are living with HIV and don't have an outlet, or don't have a way to deal with it, because we're told, like I say, we're told to. It's not the death sentence it once was.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if I hear that one more time, I'm going to, I might just kill myself anyway. So it's not the death sentence, no, but it's still something that needs to be talked about, and we still need to be open and honest with ourselves, and really be understanding and accepting more about it.
Yeah. And these films, they're going to be available on Amazon as well, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. So both films are available now on Amazon Prime. Green Eye Monster you can watch with your Amazon Prime account, and I think 80s you'd need to rent it because it's a larger film, it's a longer film.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
And you're running a production company, so that's been must have been fairly difficult during the coronavirus outbreaks. It's one of those industries, isn't it, really, film production, which is obviously you need to be out and about mostly, don't you, in order to produce films. So how's that been?
Yeah, it's been a challenge, like anything. I mean, a lot of our clients for my production company are in hospitality or are publishers or people that kind of been affected by it. So suddenly marketing budgets are slashed. So we're kind of all the money's gone. So we do a lot of documentaries for charities, and that dried up, unfortunately. But you have to adapt, and you have to find other ways to make money. And we've been repurposing old footage and selling that on, and we've been finding inventive ways to keep the business going. And we're in a healthy place, thankfully. Others aren't, but we are. So I'm really grateful that. We've got a team of people that are really talented, and we've managed to keep it going during this difficult time.
Yeah, and what's that company called?
Pardon Our French.
Okay, Pardon Our French.
Yeah.
And I mean, what do you think the future holds then for production companies? Because people are going to want to be promoting themselves, aren't they? Companies, and particularly in the hospitality sector. So maybe there is going to be an uplift in that certain sector.
It's tricky. With the future, it's tricky because. I think a lot of people think that everyone wants that kind of one-man band all seeing, like there's one person that can shoot, edit, direct, produce, and do everything. And there are people out there that can do that. But I just think it's better to have a team, and it's better to have don't cut costs and just get one person in to do everything, because no one's checking their work. No, they don't check their own work. You don't check your own work. Like you think you've done something really great. And I think the more people that are involved in the production process, the more times you can make sure that you're delivering the best work you can. Yeah. And someone's there to check your work for you. So I wouldn't cut costs over productions, but these things happen, and we have to adapt. So. Yeah, exactly. And have you got any other future films in the pipeline, or any ideas you want to put into motion and on on the screens? Yeah, I'm in the middle of writing a third film to accompany these two, called The Witching Hour, which will be set in the 70s, so it's a bit Dario Argento, a bit Suspiria, and that will deal with kind of grief and loss, with a horror element, of course. So it's the same vein. So. Brilliant. And what's the website, your company website, if people want to find out about your production services? www.pardonOurFrench.co.uk. Craig Ford, thanks for coming in today. Thank you very much. Future. Always a pleasure. Cheers, thanks a lot. Thank you.